All right. Hello. Hello. Let's see. Okay, we are live and I had a training I attended before this. This is the reason I couldn't start at my usual time. I started a little later because I love connecting with you guys. And I do hope people are hopping on. Right now, I'm just taking a look at Facebook, see how I'm doing over there because I'm live there as well. Matter of fact, I'm gonna share my video. And if you have reached out to me on Instagram, I'm having a little issue with that now, but we're working on taking care of that. You know, it's one of those things. Okay. And all right. So, as always, this is such an important, I'm not even going to, with Facebook, we'll leave it like that. I am on my page. This is such an important topic for me. Everything is. As you know, I just have so much love for you guys and just really want the success. You experience that success on the journey, right? And, I have to set my ego to the side and really look at it like your success. Your success, rather than making it about the other person, it really is you having success with yourself. And it just gets mirrored outside of you. And hi, Rashika. Thanks for coming. Yes, you made it. Awesome. And Crystal, hi. And City Cat. And yes, you are here live. I'm glad all of you are. All right. So this, I'm opening up for Q&A as well. I was originally going to make this Q&A, but then I said, you know what? Let's talk about this connection. Let's just really talk about it. I never get enough of talking about it. And this is stay connected. And this will shock you. What I'm finding out on this journey is, all right, let me back this up because I'm sensing something is saying to just back this up a little bit. You found someone, you meet this person, and you feel like there's something special about the connection. Something's very interesting, unique. You feel like you found someone who got you, right? This is what happened. This person got you, you got them, and it felt amazing. Maybe this wasn't your story, but it is for a lot of people. And then certain things happen and you and this person go your own way, but what doesn't actually stop, or maybe it does stop, but it comes up later. And you can comment if you can relate with this as well, is when your intuition won't leave you alone. Your intuition keeps saying, this is your person, this is your person. Your gut feeling had told you that, right? The universe said that. God is telling you, God is talking to you. If this was your experience, please comment, let me know. If not, it's all right. Every experience is unique. This one is more about the intuition. This is really what I'm going to dive into, and the connection you're experiencing with yourself and how this journey has led to some sort of disconnect. Okay. So the connection all started because you feel it. Many of you, I was there too on the journey. You're like, what just happened? What did I just feel? What did I just go through? And, did I imagine this? Does this person even want anything here? Really want to connect? It looks like they're not reaching out. They've ghosted. They have you blocked. They moved on to someone else. Anything like those, right? So it feels like you're making stuff up. And then your intuition just won't leave you alone. And this is where so many people say, I don't get it. I'm a pretty intelligent person. I'm smart. Why is this journey hitting me like that? And brush off a little bit. Why is this journey hitting me like this? Why do I get this inner knowing? Why do I sense this person is like around me and all this kind of stuff? Like, what's wrong with me? And this is where I have such a soft spot for that, because when it comes to intuition, your intuition is actually telling you something. And the universe tells you things on this journey. It guides you. It really does guide you in this connection. But what happens, this is also about the mind that leads to this disconnect you may have experienced with yourself that you didn't realize you were having. You know, I certainly was one of them. Okay. I did experience these things too. And so, yes, there you go. Crystal says you definitely experienced this and you felt like you were going crazy. Yep. Yep. All right. And so what happens is I call it pressure. Okay. Universe, I got to talk to them a little bit. You know, I got to call it what it is, universe. Pressure. Some people call it dangling the carrot stick in front of their face. I've heard so many people say it's like the universe is dangling this carrot in front of you, right? And then there's a part of you that feels like, okay, I got to make this work. I'm being guided. This is my person. I feel it. Yes, there was someone else. I got to find a way to make this work. And perhaps you research and you discover twin flames and you're trying to understand the connection and what to do to come into alignment, to bring this person in, because guess what? You may have thought some of it is just you when it wasn't. You know, what I'm doing right now is taking a lot of the blame. If you have been someone who blame yourself and felt like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Maybe I'm failing. Maybe I'm not doing this great or anything like that. And you pin it on you and you're blaming yourself for anything. Blame yourself for the past, how you ended things, how you didn't know about connection, how things were. If you walked away and you're like, why did I walk away? Any of this, I'm going to take the blame off of you. Okay. Yep. I had to start therapy. Yeah. For something your intuition's telling you, for something the universe is showing you, for the feelings, the connection that you're experiencing. It's like you feel like this person is there with you in the room. You feel you have dreams with this person that you didn't ask for, all this. And then you find yourself, you know, for lots of people have gone through therapy for this, or even put themselves into some sort of hospital and stuff like that, because they could not explain what was going on with them. And it's tough. It's tough when all this is going on inside of you and it looks like this person just does not get it. Okay. And so the pressure comes, and this is where the mind kicks up a notch. Then the mind is like, let me find the information. Let me make it work right now. Let me have this person show up. You know, I certainly was in the place where I was like, all right, I'm going to listen. I'm following my inner guidance. Okay. I'm going to really listen to the universe. Once I reach that point, right? Once I reach that place, I'm going to listen. I surrender. I'm here. Let's go. Let's do this. So you might have reached that point where you're like, yes, I understand. This is my person. I want to do what I can do. The mind is tricky. Okay. And so there'll be more on this in one moment. Let me see. Diamond is on. Hello. And I believe I didn't say hello. And the dreams are, and Rashika, I hope I'm saying your name right. The dreams be so real. Yes, the dreams are real. Lots of things on this connection are real. You know, and once your twin comes back, if your twin is aware of the connection, you'll discover what's been going on with them too. And it wasn't just you. It's not one-sided. It is not one-sided. All right. So let me go back to this, the mind. So while you are researching, and perhaps you're watching different videos, you're getting different point of views, something else inside of you is doing the same thing, but with an agenda. I'm not gonna put it on you. This journey is tough enough. I am not gonna put any of this on you, even if you feel like it was you. You're like, yes, it was me. It was me. No, take it off. Take any blame or anything off, and let's talk about the mind right now. And so, what the mind does that you didn't realize was going on, because your intuition was talking to you, your intuition. But this is part of you that within yourself that says, make it happen right now. Let me get what I can to make it happen right now. And it picks up on information, picks up on ideas and stuff that are someone else's information and idea. And one of the things that I have witnessed over and over on this, and it's not to put anyone's work down and stuff like that. I don't know if in the past I did this. I primarily stick to your intuition as much as possible. And I always advise when you receive information, make sure it resonates with you. Okay. And so there's other people's ideas are like, nope, it's not this, it's not this, it's not that. This is what it is. And that's it. And so what the mind does is say, bingo, I got something here. And all I got to do is this. And I'll get the text message. I'll get the email. Make it happen right now. I just got to like be in balance, which you do. You do. We're talking about the mind. We're not talking about you who understand this. We're talking about how the mind creeps up, or if you want to call it the fear-based energy, creeps up and wants to make it happen right now. So if I do take in the information, I balance my energy, I align with soul, I'm going to be, it's going to happen. And then what happens with, yes, it happens. It may happen with some people on this journey. You know, having that balanced energy is gold. And I'm not throwing that away at all. I discovered that on my own before it was a thing in the twin flame community. And I was like, is that what that is? You want to call it that? All right. And it worked. And it really worked. But you notice what I said? This was something I had discovered on my own. Okay. Many of you are discovering things within yourself, but the mind searches for things outside and continues to be outside of you. And, you know, let's just do this. And then this is all that's going to happen. What I find that happens with on this journey, and I'm just pointing this out because I really care about you guys. And it, you know, I'm helping you to wipe away a lot of this stuff. And if you're following the information, that's fine. Follow my information. Stop watching my videos if you need to. You know, whatever it is. But make it like receive something that aligns with you and check back within yourself. Okay? You're going to know what I'm saying. I'm going to really get into this, where this is all coming from. All right. So the information, when you're taking information from outside, whether it has to do with your twin flame, it has to do with your mission, with business, anything like that, anything in life where you need your intuition, but you may not realize how much you need your intuition because your mind keeps searching for the answer outside. And when that happens, this creates a far greater connection, disconnection within yourself, a far greater disconnection, okay? You know, I have such heavy heart with what I'm going to say, such heavy heart, because I have seen amazing transformation on this journey just with this alone, okay? Just with this. Because, and it's not to blame anyone, and certainly, you know, I keep saying that. Just imagine I'm saying that like 1,000 times, because I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm not blaming you. Because we've been programmed to receive information outside of us, that something outside of us knows better than ourselves. We spend a lot of our energy up here. Okay, we do that up here. And one of the things that I'm able to see during the sessions is where the energy is located, especially if you were to have a conversation with me. And you can certainly schedule a 30-minute call. I have the link below in the description here on YouTube. And during that time, I'm able to see where your energy is. Because when your energy is up in your mind trying to figure out this connection, it hasn't quite figured out the connection. Okay? Because this journey is a connection that you're experiencing with you, with yourself. All right. And so in that moment, you move into your body and what is true for you there. Okay. I know how scary it can feel to connect with that truth. And that's the thing, what trauma does is it creates that disconnection that you may not notice is happening. You know, so many people, just pointing out some things. I'm not talking about my clients. If this is you, if this resonates with you, I'm not offending you. Okay. So many people, I forget where I was going at with this, but this connection from within, okay, have a fear of this inner connection. Doesn't know what it looks like, have been avoiding it for so long. You know, if this was me, avoided my feelings, avoided the pain I was experiencing. Many of the teachings that you may find will tell you to avoid all of that and just simply do this. And so while you're simply doing this and your twin isn't being so nice, okay? It is diving further into whatever else is going out there, whether it's work, a karmic situation, a karmic person, and they don't seem like they're leaving that situation. There is a part of you that feels a great amount of pain towards that. Okay. This is what I'm referring to when I mention that connection, and I have to look at the title, staying connected with you. You may not hear this from a lot of people, but you're definitely going to hear it from me. And I was fortunate to have hired a coach who showed me this. And I had to keep learning this over and over and over again. And when I teach my clients to do that, it changes so much in their world. Is that connection you're experiencing within. And this is why a lot of the work that I do is focused on inner child healing or connecting with your subconscious or your inner person, whatever feels safe to you. Some of us have trauma that's so deep that connecting with the inner child feels impossible. And the inner child's like, I'm not talking to you. I don't even know who you are. You know, this is not everybody, but some people, depending on the amount of trauma that they experience. And so when I got introduced to it, well, before I got introduced to it, I heard a voice inside of me say, it was one time when someone in my family, I'll have to say one of my kids, okay, teenagers, right? Had said something. This was back in the day. She grew and evolved, and she had a bit of a temper, okay? And I remember this one day, a voice inside of me said, I am no longer going to punish myself for other people's behavior. Okay. Shocked me. I was like, what is that? Who said that? This voice said something to me that I hadn't heard before. It was just like out of the blue, something just came out. And when one of my clients working in the earlier days, she helps to heal healers. That's her gift. And so she noticed something and decided to speak up towards me. Session was on her and she started talking to me. And I was like, oh. Something in me panicked. And I didn't know what that was. Okay. And at the time, it was hard to hear about myself. You know, this was before I hired a coach for myself. Like, if we were going to talk about me, I would have preferred not to. Because I did so much running from myself that I didn't even know what was there anymore inside myself. You know, I try to get the this may be you. If you relate, you know you relate. You know who I'm talking to. Okay? Where you try to communicate. You try to talk about your feelings with others and they go unnoticed. And this is even started from childhood, where you want to be expressive, but you weren't allowed to speak your truth. You weren't demonstrated how to connect with yourself. Maybe you weren't allowed to talk at the dinner table, whatever it may be. And you had to take on someone else's ideas and beliefs and thoughts and all this kind of stuff, regardless what it may be, because yours was not it. It had to be someone else. And so because of that, it created such disconnect from within that if you know I'm talking to you, it's almost like you're not sure how to connect within. And when we can't connect within, we're trying to ask someone on the outside of us to connect with us, but yet we haven't known how to connect with our own self. It truly doesn't work that way. Okay? It truly doesn't work that way. And your twin flame will always mirror to you, whether you like the idea or not. I'm the messenger here, okay? Universe told me that's your role, 𝐿, help people get out of their own way so they can step in. So the universe steps in and makes this connection happen. Okay, that's what I'm here for, to help you get out of your way. And so you're asking someone who is a reflection of you and how you are with yourself and how you experience connection with yourself and how you've been experiencing connection with other people. They reflect this to you. But yet the mind is like, I can make this work. Let's make it work. Why are they not coming forward? I don't understand it. Okay. That first step is to release the outer world. Just release it. No matter what it is. And I'm not just talking twin flame. Like I put it in the title because the algorithm to pick up on the algorithm. Okay. So you will see my titles have twin flame in there. So, you know, so this message reaches more people on this journey, but go within and begin to experience connection there. You know, if you've been hiding from yourself, like people pleasing, difficulty saying no, difficulty asking for help, having a difficult time pulling away from work, you work 24/7, you don't really want to be around other people. Maybe that's not you. Maybe you like to be around people. You don't want to be around them. You're possibly an introvert. You just like the quality time with yourself. Let's call it that. Like, that was me, all right? I really enjoy quality time with myself. But the universe was like, 𝐿, I don't think so. You got to connect. You got to open up to experiencing connection with people. And you got to be able to connect with yourself. No more hiding from yourself. You know, when you avoid those feelings you're having inside of yourself. You know, the universe says, this is your person. The signs, synchronicities, messages, all of this says, go get them. But inside you're like, I don't know. They hurt me. I had an awful experience in that connection. They're with someone else. I'm going to listen to the universe, but there's a part of me that's just not really feeling sure about this. I don't really know this person like that. You know, we communicated. It was great for 3 weeks, 6 months. Maybe some of you did have years, and that's okay too. But there's a part of you that's like, I don't know. This was me. Okay. Am I making this up? Is the pain going to happen again? Are they going to do, you fill in the blank, XYZ? Are they going to do it again? Okay. While this is happening inside of you, it's very difficult, but I don't want to manifest it. Let's say I don't want to manifest it, but you know where I'm going. Connection with yourself in the physical can have its challenges. Okay. And this connection needs you, all of you, not the part that you're just simply being in balance, but your emotions, your feelings, your realness, all of that. All right. And I'll explain a little bit more on that one too. Before I read the comments, I do want to mention my masterclass that is coming up. We're going to cover a lot of this, and it's packed with valuable information. That's why there is a charge to it. It's $27. The universe told me to. I follow the universe, but it's life-changing because we're going to talk about those things, and you're going to receive the tools to help you overcome these things. And what I'm referring to is like the obsessive thinking, the fears you have in this connection. What if things will happen again? You know, forgiving, rebuilding trust, turning conflicts into growth opportunities. Because guess what? Hold on. I might have lost you guys a little bit. Because guess what? You're growing. You and this person, you're learning to grow, evolve together when they come back. And shutting down those emotions that you have inside closes off connection. Okay? How do you have a connection without your fears and your worries and your pain? When you don't sit in them, you don't look at them, and you expect them to go away on their own, or perhaps maybe they'll disappear, fizzle off. I'm not quite sure of that. And this person comes in with their pain and their fear as well. So how do you navigate that in a connection too? We are often not taught how to experience connection with someone, how to actually be there and hear and see ourselves and give that person the space or the opportunity to feel seen and heard too. Okay. Sometimes we do things that closes off connection and we don't realize it. And it's not our fault, because who taught us to connect? Many of us. Who taught you to experience connection? Was there someone, maybe there was someone and you were fortunate to have that experience. Was there someone in your younger years who sat there with you through your pain, heard you out, allow you to express yourself, and still experience a connection, and was still there and was still showing up for you through that pain, rather than saying, don't feel that. What are you talking about? It's in your head. Who cares? Go to your room, kind of thing. Okay? Was there someone who did that for you? This is what this connection is showing, okay? Is about experiencing a connection. And I tell you, the results are amazing when twin flames are on board with this, twin flame couples, and they can be themselves and they can express their pain and their emotions and feel safe doing that. And they're growing together in that. Like, no more hiding yourself. No more trying to pretend that you're okay, that everything is all right. Nothing matters. Your emotions, you just got to shut them down, and that's it, to experience connection. How does it feel when you shut down your emotion? I know I don't feel good. I don't feel good. So we'll talk a little bit more about the emotions, because some of you might be like, if I express those emotions, they're gonna run. Okay? They won't run. They won't run. When you have healed that connection with yourself, they reflect you. Okay? Your twin is a reflection of yourself. All right, so I'll get back to these comments. And he started having dreams before me. Look at that. All right, and that's what Rashika says. And Vicky Sully, sorry for the names. What if your twin is with someone else? I'll address that. Those are one of my favorite questions. Okay, I'll get to that. I often feel he's touching me, but why? Because you're connected. Because he's dreaming about you. Like, I'm not making it up. Okay. And you're sensing it. And it can go the other way around too. When you're thinking, this is where that obsession thinking can come in, where you're thinking about them and thinking that they can't tell, but they can, you know? And if it feels a lot, it just it's all energy. It's all energy. And to believe that we're separated and they won't know, not really. Not really. We're all connected. Okay. And hi, Sally. Great to have you here. And Crystal, great having you here as well. And you said this resonates so much with me. Needed to hear this. Thank you. It is refreshing. Let me tell you how refreshing it is to know that you can feel. Guess what? You can feel. You're not a robot in this connection. Okay. So let's talk about these feelings. All right. Ooh. Who can relate? You have feelings. You have these emotions. You're not feeling really great. Rather than looking into them, you choose to ignore them. Maybe if I speak up, something will go wrong. They'll run away. They'll become distant. They won't hear me. They won't understand me. Perhaps you've tried to in the past and you felt like they ran away because you opened up. So now you're feeling terrified to open up. Is this anybody? Right? Yeah, I've had this happen to me. Can't say with my twin, but I will say that rather than opening up, I couldn't do it and I walked away. That was my story. It was too hard to open up. And it can be either way, whether you consider yourself, and I hate the titles, you're the one pursuing the connection or you're the one who tried running away from it. Opening up feels painful. And if you're the one pursuing, because you experience that pain within, like, I can't tell people what goes on in my mind, I can't open up, I can't share, then you have this twin that seems to disappear because they can't seem to do it either. Keep in mind, this is you. Okay. And I get it. The pain when they leave, that hurts. I truly get it. And this is why I have this in my masterclass. This is one piece we'll talk about, is that betrayal wound that happens. Somebody gave it this title and I was just like, you know what? It's that feeling of, I feel betrayed. I felt like we were forever. I felt like they were going to be, they said all kinds of wonderful things and then they ran. And maybe 2 times, 3 times, like, this stuff hurts. No more ignoring that. There's healing in that. There's healing in this one too. Okay. And so, all right, where was I before I got sidetracked? Feelings. You can't open up as long as you feel like you can't say anything because they're going to X, Y, and Z. Whatever that X, Y, and Z is, that's what they're going to do. They're going to do it. They're going to run. They're not going to hear me. They're going to do it because of manifestation. We are not, all of us, we're not immune to the laws of the universe. We are not. Okay. So when the voice, the mind is saying this is going to be the outcome, this is what they're going to do, they're going to show that. Because even though inside they're like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to go anywhere, but something made me feel this way. Okay. This goes back to, what if your twin is with someone else? That's a manifestation as well. And it's not a blame thing. I really want all of you to experience success. What you tell yourself manifests in the physical. I've been there. I had a lot of healing to do. A lot of healing to do over insecurities in relationships. And these insecurities didn't find their way on their own. Okay. They came from somewhere. They came from somewhere, whether you grew up in a household where love hurts, where love equals neglect, abuse, anything like those, where whatever was around, okay, had shaped the feelings of I'm not good enough. Maybe it's going to hurt. Maybe they'll find someone else to be better. Maybe they're looking at someone else, like feeling, you know, those feelings of someone else is good enough. I can't do what someone else can. Maybe they do it better than me. Comes from, this is one of the places it comes from, but while you're going through healing, you get to uncover where it came from and heal it from the root, right? And so it comes from your ideas are not good enough when you were younger. Maybe you didn't get chosen, picked as the best something of some sort of competition, and it hit you really hard. And it's like, oh, the other person's better. Anything like that. These patterns didn't just appear when either your twin or the ex that you don't want to hear me talk about had appeared. That's not where they came from. They came from before that. And because this pattern was learned, it kept showing up in your connection, and your twin is no different. Matter of fact, your twin is your greatest mirror. And this is why the triggers come up and they hurt. The triggers are intense. And I didn't mean to laugh. It's pretty serious. It's pretty serious. Those triggering moments. Okay. And so while thinking, I'm not good enough, they don't want me, maybe they want someone else, person shows up. But that's only half of the story. There might have been previous lifetime with this person. Maybe this person appeared in multiple lifetimes with y'all. Happened to me, multiple lifetimes, and so on. It has been a part of the story, but now you get to end this. You get to end this, and your twin will end it this lifetime, not next lifetime, this lifetime. Okay. And how you can do that is to be mindful of what you are saying. It's that fear-based energy, if you want to call it that. I call it the come back to me energy. But I know certain energy, people hear it differently and that kind of stuff. You've got to be mindful of what you are saying and what you're creating. And I say it to be from the bottom of my heart, okay? And I've shared this with you. Some of you have heard this. I was connected with a karmic person and struggled to let that connection go, even though the universe says that's not the one. You know, karmic people can look so beautiful because the devil will lie and make it seem, it's like, you know, if you got those rose colored glasses on, you're just like, you know, and he was sexy, you know, and I wanted to. I was like, I got to give up Mr. Sexy, okay? Like, Mr. Sexy, I can't be with you. The universe is telling me to go elsewhere, to go with my twin. And for a while, like, I just really couldn't say anything to him. And it felt horrible living a double life. Because here I am communicating one thing, and the universe is knocking on my door like, hello, machine. Hello, hello, hello. Okay? And it was the hardest experience of my life until my twin started getting healing for himself. All right. For the thoughts, I'm not good enough, any of those. And it took the pressure off. I was no longer, it was something I could really feel. And it was the most wonderful feeling to not have this energy that was pushing me in that direction. And I could really hear my inner guidance and begin to follow it and break down the connection, which I had tried for at least, it was like a couple years when the universe came in to break down. It is so important that you're mindful of what you're telling yourself and how much energy you're putting in that direction. If we keep saying they're with someone, they're with that person, they chose that person, I'm afraid they're going to choose that person, I'm afraid this person is going to take them away, it creates that energy that makes it hard to dissolve that connection. Okay? I know the mind has a life of its own and it likes to take over and it creates all kinds of fear. You can get through it. Okay? You can get through healing the control of the mind and being able to tell it you need to stop that. And while you're healing, what your mind is saying is going to get less and less and less to the point where it doesn't affect you physically. Because those fears, they're really strong. When the mind comes in, this is that nervous, irregulated nervous system. Let's call it that. Where your nerves get really worked up and you're like, I'm so scared. And then you get to the point where you're crying about it. You know, I've been there where the mind was in total, complete control. And I didn't know what to do with it. But I was able to break it down. And it was not by telling myself, I don't have these thoughts. They're not there. Let me ignore them. Let me push them aside. It was not by that. And if you tell yourself that, right? If you tell yourself that, it's going to find its way back to you again and again and again. Okay? It's not by that at all. Because there's a part of you that's afraid. And it's asking for your attention and for your assistance to heal. All right. So, all right. Coming back to the comments here. Yes, for sure. We are working on that. No words, sometimes just tears. All right. Thanks for sharing that, Laura. And Diamond says, so how do we do better at that? I'm going to give you all of this in the masterclass. And the link for it is below. Okay. This is life-changing masterclass that's really going to help you transcend that fear. Really transcend that fear. If you've ever been around your twin and it feels kind of hard to be around this person, this is one of different reasons. Everyone's journey is different. You will know what reason it is for you. Through a session with me, I can help you find out what it is. But this is one of those, is that unhealed pain that no one is addressing. Okay? That the mind, where the fear is, says, I don't know. We've been down this road before. I don't know. And so then you and your twin are looking at each other like, did that ever happen to you? Happened to me. I was like, how do I navigate this? Like, how do I be around this? And that kind of stuff. It was really hard to figure it out and stuff like that. Yes, balancing the energy helped. That was one part of it. Okay. And when we looked at the fear and really worked with it, changed everything. It changed everything. And it just doesn't resurface when you really take a look at it. Whatever that happened in this connection and within yourself, whatever fear you've been holding on to for a really long time that wants to be released from your body. All of this matters. Okay. And okay, how do we combat that? There's no combating. There is no combating, because when we do, it creates more resistance and we're fighting with ourselves all over again. Surrender yourself to it. Okay, that's the first step. Total surrender to it. And could you have done the healing work for him, or it had to be him to do it? This is my observation, okay? Both of you are healing. Both. Not just one, both. But if you mention healing, if this is the twin you have, I did that video, 2 types of twin flame connection. It's actually connection I meant. If you mention it and your twin is the one who's unaware of what's really going on here, you might get a rebuttal. Like, healing? What do you mean I need to heal? Like, what? What are you talking about? Observe and you'll see. Okay. And this may actually be a human consciousness thing. It's all a human mind thing where if you tell someone something, they immediately put up some sort of resistance. Like, what do you mean that I need to get better? I need to, you know, perhaps this is before healing. Once a person has healed and they've healed their nervous system, they work through their triggers, and they hear something about themselves, some constructive feedback, they may be like, okay, well, I'll work on that. Thanks for letting me know. But it's not always the case. For you to mention may not be it. But observe. So while you're healing, your twin goes through whatever they need to go through. Maybe life lessons is going to teach them, hey, get back on track. Stop doing those things. Give up that habit. Let go of karmic situations. Those people in his life, total karmic folks that have never served him well. I've seen all these changes happen where a divine masculine would say, those friends I've been having, they're awful. And I realized that they've been interfering with our connection. But if their divine feminine has said, I can't stand your friends, they're no good for you, or even in the sweetest way, you know, honey, your friends, there might have been this whole, what are you talking about? Okay. Observe. Focus on your healing and observe theirs, because they do. Okay. They're on this journey. They do. All right. And so the healing work is for yourself, not for your twin. And either your twin will be aware of the healing that they need to do, because not every twin is like, I'm not going to do anything and that's it. They're going on healing retreats. They're intuitive. They're connecting with themselves, connecting with the divine. All of this does happen. You know, to say this person has absolutely no awareness, is spiritually unawakened, not every twin. No. All right. And that question, what if your twin is with someone else? So I did answer that one. And that is to really be mindful of what you're saying. Give it no attention. Give that connection zero attention. And work on healing the part of yourself that may be saying, I'm not good enough. They chose someone else. They didn't choose me. Okay? I'm undesirable. Anything like those. Because these words, these beliefs create that energy outward and manifest whatever is being said. Okay, so super important to do that. And then once you do that, they're able to hear their own intuition and follow their inner guidance. The universe steps in and does some major changes. It's like, let's clean house. All right, this is all the universe. Let's clean this mess up. You need to get back on your path, you know, because there is a spiritual path. There's a journey here. There's ascension. Okay. And that's all in the hands of the universe, not you. So all you do is you take care of that fear inside of you and then have nothing going towards that connection, like absolutely nothing, no matter what it looks like. Even if they're going on a family trip, usually that family trip is like the one, at least when someone has reached out to me, the family trip is the one end all of it. And that kind of stuff. So even with that, like nothing, give no attention in that direction and trust the universe, because the universe does not play when it comes to this connection. I can testify. Okay. I can testify. I don't mess with the universe anymore. Like, done with that. Done with that. Even though I like to joke, I really do like to joke around and stuff like that. But at the same time, like, I'm telling you stuff, I'm talking to them, I'm hearing and making sure we're still good. Okay. And all right. Sometimes I feel like I'm deluding myself and I really just have limerence from childhood wounds thoughts. Okay. All right. This isn't something that I'd be able to help you get through just in this video, because feeling like you're deluding yourself, and I get the feeling, believe me, I get that feeling. Okay. what I recommend is not making it about the twin. This is an intuition thing. It's where, you know, we're taught to be disconnected with our intuition. And so, I mean, if this is you, if this is not you, I truly get it. And so you shift the focus from your twin and you work on building that connection with your intuition in other places. This is one reason I love manifesting. Manifesting is a great way to do that, because when things start showing up for you, then you're like, wait a second, look at that. It showed up. Ooh, that showed up. Ooh, that's happening because you were following your intuition. Okay. I don't recommend doing this with the person because that's too much focus on them. And then when you start to believe your intuition through other things, bring it in here. All right. So that's one thing. And feeling of limerence. This sounds a bit like overthinking, overanalyzing, like having daydreams about this person, things like those. This is what's coming up. I want to say, and you can let me know how you're feeling too, that this is a pattern that was there previously too. I know some people are like, no, it wasn't. That's fine. If it wasn't, then it wasn't. Okay. Perhaps you had these strong feelings for someone else and limerence or just obsessive thoughts. And maybe it's not limerence. I have a different view on limerence. And maybe the dictionary folks, the psychologists, the therapists are going to come after me for this, but I just have a different view on it. And I have to say, I've only seen one case of this and that kind of stuff in all years. And most people are not experiencing limerence. So if you think it's you, it may not be you. But with limerence, there is this forgetting of yourself, forgetting your identity. Your identity is tied into this person, and that's pretty much it. And it's like you're not quite sure of things for yourself, goals, dreams, aspiration. You're not sure because everything is tied in to this person. Life will be great when they're here. Okay. This is me. This is my perception of that. And so with most people on this journey, which is probably you, is that you do have other things going on and stuff like that. You do have things you're pursuing and all this kind of stuff, but you just have a really strong feeling for someone that you feel a connection with. You feel connected with this person. Okay. And that's just the connection, how the connection is. And so that's my belief there. I may or may not be wrong about it, but usually with limerence, it's a very deep case where the identity of a person is tied into someone else. And then I do recommend additional assistance with that as well. Even though we can work our way out of it, if this is you experiencing that, but there is something, it ties it back to early childhood where there was a loss of self, a total loss of self somewhere. And healing usually requires finding yourself, like really connecting with yourself and building from there, from within. All right. So that's what it is. But yes, the obsessive thinking, the constant fantasizing, all of this kind of stuff comes from wounding. It does. That'll be a whole nother video. I'm not going to go into that now. And while you're healing, it just starts to dissolve. All that really just dissolves and comes into a more natural feeling instead of the obsession and overthinking. It feels light and natural. Okay. All right. And oh, wow. Thank you. You're welcome. All right. As always, I appreciate all of you hopping on and all of your comments. I did add extra lighting. For whatever reason, this app looks the way that it does and stuff like that. And no complaint on the sound today, right? So thank you, everyone. I'll catch you next week. Bye.